Hi, I'm Dom, and I'm here to review the Lord of the Lost Sinister Summer Stream. Now, this is the band's third stream event, and I have to say it's absolutely brilliant. You can see from the first one to this one that they've really taken the lessons along the way and put them to good use. So, let's get into it right away. The technical aspect. Now, I really liked it, but I did feel that a lot of the cameras were very static, and sometimes they were mounted in a way that they were left on screen, and so they would get in the way of the performer, and they kind of detracted from the overall view. However, that said, if you've ever been to a Lord of the Lost concert, you'll see there's usually camera people on stage, running around, getting the shots, getting up close. And in that sense, that when you're watching it, it actually feels like you're there because this is what you would usually see. So I can't really fault them on that, and I do suspect that there is something to do with Corona, and probably when they filmed it, which was during the height of the virus, and they were very sensible, I just want to say, but they probably had a limitation to how many people they could actually have on set. So that probably would explain why they made that choice. It's just sometimes that tilt, pan, zoom, it just got a bit old. With a band that's this energetic and give this much when they come to the stage, I just feel like a handheld camera might have just mixed it up a little bit and given you that juice, that flavor you want when you actually go see a live show. But that said, it was shot in round table, which is really technically hard to pull off, but this team nailed it. So really overall, it's a 10 out of 10 for me in terms of the technical. So the next thing I'd like to really talk about is the lighting. Now, I suspect that the person doing the lighting was Naza. Now, Naza is this fantastic lighting engineer who's been with the band for years. She's fantastic, and when you see the way she lights them and the way she's done the stage presence, my goodness, you feel that connection she has with the band. She knows what needs to happen, when it needs to happen for your jaw to hit the floor, and trust me, this will happen when you watch this live stream. She's absolutely perfect. She gets the soft moments mixed with the hard moments, and she has this effect where it's like cathedral light, and it's almost as if the skies are parting and God's looking down on the show himself going, "You're doing good, Lord of the Lost." And they're really nailing it. This show was wonderful. So the next thing I'd like to say about is the vision mixer. So the vision mixer did a great job. Everything was seamless, it flowed together really well. I have no comments to make on that. And what he was doing was really difficult because he was mixing the vision and he was mixing for the web audience, and really any mistake he made would have been obvious, and I did not spot a single error there. So again, kudos to that person on what you were doing. You did a great job. And the sound, wow, whoever mixed the sound for that did an amazing job, because although it was a live show and these guys don't lip sync, I've never heard of them lip syncing, it sounded like a recorded album. The sound was beautiful, it came across amazing, and I have to say it was just like being a live concert. So for you who are maybe missing the live gigs and the concerts and the actual vibe, this is perfect. This will help you get through to the end of Corona. So I would totally recommend that you download it. And the next thing we obviously have to talk about, and what I think probably everyone wants to talk about, is the band. So the leader of the band is Chris Harms, Chris the Lord Harms as he's known to his fans. And he was fantastic. He is such a showman, and he brought all of that charisma that he has on stage to this, and it translated through the camera. He had some really poignant moments where he spoke to the audience. He said about missing the touring and missing his fans, and I think at one point he said, "Feel embraced, we kiss you, we love you," and I'm probably misquoting him. But you really felt it, like you felt the sentiment was there. It was authentic, it was a moment. He really still connected with the audience, even though it was via the magic of the internet. The next person we should probably mention is P or Pi. I don't know. We all call him different things, but we'll call him P for the sake of this review. Now, P is a frenetic ball of energy. If you've ever seen him live, that man sweats. Like, if you go to a Lord of the Lost show, you better not be in the splash zone, because P sweats, he's jumping, he's moving. To be honest, he kind of reminds me of one of the nameless ghouls from the ghost show that I saw a year and a half ago, where it's just that energy, you're like, wow. And he brought all of that to this performance, and it was an absolute joy to watch him. The next person we would probably talk about is Jared. Jared is their keyboardist and multi-talented pianist, and he was fantastic. He has really good looks, he has really strong features, and he was throwing out looks, he was serving, he was warping his lovely features into these amazing poses. And I have to say, I was just sat there at some points going, damn, because he looked good. He looked good what he was doing, and his music was flawless as always. So that was wonderful. The next person we should probably talk about is Class, the bass player. So he did a really solid job as well. Like, I know this is all just praise and how amazing it is, and I'll confess I'm biased because I'm a fan, but Class was really awesome. He did a solid job. He kept the rhythm. He, like the glue in a gingerbread house, he kept the whole band together. He brought that gravitas, that depth, that heaviness to the music that we all love. So it was fantastic. He did a really good job, and he was serving his look. He was fab. The next person we'll talk about is the drummer, Nick. He is one of my personal favorites. He's up there with my favorite drummers. The other one is Joey Letts, and I have to say, Nick comes on with this absolute drummer raw energy, and he's just there. He's doing such a great job, but he also looks like Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones, so that's like a bonus. And he was doing great, and I have to say, every time he does the intro to Lorelei, oh my god, I just can't. I just lose it. It's the best. You're jumping, like if you're winning the live show and you hear that, you're jumping up and down, giving yourself permanent spinal damage, but so worth it. I think that's everyone. I think we've covered everyone. I mean, Chris is Chris. He's always good. So it's enough said there. His looks were amazing. His costume was on point. His makeup was wonderful. The contact lenses were terrifying. He looked like a demon on the end of your bed. But he was great, and to be honest, like, everything I've said so far is completely positive about this, but that's because it was an amazing show, and I had so much fun watching it. I was up tweeting and Instagramming about it at like 1 in the morning. I was so hyper, and I had so much energy from the show. So I would definitely recommend you go get it. The cheapest ticket's about 15 euros. They've got other tickets that are more expensive that will donate to the band and support their team. And I have to say, out of all the bands during COVID, these guys have been super active, making sure they're taking care of their long-term teamsters. They're raising money for other causes. They got out some COVID masks that actually went to donate to support a choir, and I just thought, this is fab, and I like their attitude and their approach. So if you can afford a little bit more, I'd say go for the pricier ticket. But if you can't, also fine, so don't feel bad about it. But I mean, at the end, in conclusion, my final thoughts. This is Lord of the Lost. You could phone them with an iPhone in a toilet in the back of a nightclub, and it would still be fascinating to watch, and they would still treat it like a major performance. Like, I'm sure the performances they're going to give when they go on tour with Iron Maiden next year. I think all the ones this year got cancelled. I could be wrong. But yes, totally recommend. Totally think you should go see it. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. And that's all from me, but stay tuned to my channel because I will be discussing all things metal.